Ecom to Win does something every e-commerce brand needs. They build the email and SMS systems to drive revenue. We're talking custom retention engines, segmentation, automation, campaigns, all of it.
Most of our clients are at the growth stage.
This is Jocelyn, COO at Ecom to Win. 7 years deep in email marketing. 5 of those spent on making sure e-commerce brands don't leave money sitting in their customers' inboxes.
Email is a key revenue channel, so we have to be very much involved there, especially when it comes to peak seasons like Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Now here's the setup. One of her clients had been running email on Clay for 2 years, but the platform didn't really suit their needs at the time. So Jocelyn suggested migration right before Black Friday.
This brand needed a setup that was fully aligned with where they were heading. They were looking for a platform that would better match not just operational needs, but growth goals as well.
That's when they picked Omnisend. But still, if you've ever migrated an email platform, you know the client's first reaction isn't excitement. It's panic.
Their biggest concern was the revenue disruption. They were worried about deliverability, the automation downtime, and especially losing momentum before peak season. So we had to reassure them that we've got the right tools in place. We've spoken to the right people at Omnisend. We know what we're doing. And sometimes you just have to take a chance and you have to do it.
So how fast can you actually migrate a client without breaking everything?
Migration took us roughly about 24 hours. We rebuilt automations in structured batches, so it was easier to manage, but that took us around 3 to 4 days. It allowed us to properly QA and test each automation before activating it. So once flows were stable, then we moved into campaign warm-up sequences and, before ramping up to that big Black Friday, Cyber Monday situation.
So the automations are rebuilt, the warm-up's done. Black Friday arrives, and the dashboard starts doing something interesting.
During that Black Friday period, email generated just over 113,000 in attributed revenue. That accounted for about 53% of the total store revenue. That took us by surprise, and it was the greatest surprise you can actually receive.
53%. More than half the store's entire Black Friday haul came from email. But the real question everyone asks after a migration: did we lose anything?
Revenue performance was comparable to the previous year, which validated that the migration had not negatively impacted performance. It's a huge, huge win, considering switching platforms in such a short space of time before Black Friday. It gave us peace of mind, just knowing that our approach and the migration all worked out.
Year 1 was the proof of concept. Year 2 was, okay, now show us what this thing can actually do.
For this second time, I love it. I just have to put it out there. We generated approximately $145,000 in attributed revenue. The store generated around $335,000. Email revenue increased close to 27%. Automation was the contributing factor to majority of this growth. So we had stronger segmentation. We had more advanced automation logic. The early access list building was absolutely great.
But big numbers in November don't just happen in November.
Instead of reacting during the peak season and peak period, we made sure, we executed that plan way in advance. Whatever we executed during the year had been validated throughout the year. So peak performance, it wasn't just accidental.
So agencies watching this, thinking about moving a client off their current platform but terrified of the timing, Jocelyn has thoughts.
Treat migration as a strategic project, not a rushed technical switch. If you plan properly, if you warm your infrastructure early, you leverage support effectively. Peak season, especially, migration can be executed without revenue disruption or with your team being overwhelmed.
And if you need an elevator pitch for Omnisend,
you're getting so much more than than you actually think you are. An opportunity to really target your audience for your brand, segment your audience. You can really have that support to expand your automation. When you approach it with a strategic mentality and you think of Omnisend as your strategic partner, you have overcome a lot of risks already.